to Warrior Cats 101, a comprehensive introductory guide on everything history, religion, law, and more. We will go through every fundamental thing you need to know about warrior cats up until the first arc, aka the Great Battle. My name is Professor Moo, and I have spent the last 11 years as a leading expert of the warrior cats world, specializing in the comprehensive collection of the data of the warrior cat's deceased population. This is a class designed to teach the basics, but if you too are an expert, I implore you to join as well as we cover the foundations. Before we get into this lecture, I ask that you like this video and subscribe to this channel if you are a lover of warrior cats like I am. Additionally, please comment down below an aspect of the Warriors universe you would like me to delve even deeper into. If this video goes well, I would love to create a series of Warriors 101 videos where we do deep dives into all of the fundamentals of the warrior cats world. Warrior Cats began in 2003 as a request from the HarperCollins Publishing to a bright young new editor, Victoria Holmes, the first of the Erin Hunters. The publishers did not care what the book was about, they just wanted it to appeal to cat lovers. That is seriously it. But Victoria Holmes was obviously not your average story builder, and decided to go absolutely insane with the world building of the clans. She was the one who decided pretty much everything that I will be covering in this video, from naming structures to law to religion. She put the most minute details into everything, including allegiances that listed every cat's gender, rank, and physical appearance to the most minute detail. She added a map of the territory so we could visualize where the story was taking place. She was really a revolutionary, creating a type of series that was simply never done before. Once the main story was pieced together, Victoria Holmes recruited two writers, Kate Carey and Meredith Baldry, to create the first series that we know and love today. Largely in part to these three women, the Warrior series was an instant success. It became a New York bestseller immediately and has created a lasting impact on elementary schoolers from the year 2003 onwards. We will now cover the history within the clans from the ancient cats to the end of the first arc. As I do comprehensive reviews of each series, this will be a brief blurb regarding the history of the clans. If you want a more detailed review of each series, I will link a playlist above. The earliest ancestors we know of the clan cats today are ancient cats who were once settled at the Lake Territory. They existed as some sort of collective with rituals of their own that were now lost to time, but were equally as important to them as contemporary rituals are to the clan cats. Struggling to survive, the cats migrated to the mountains and the tribe of Rushing Water was created. However, their struggles were not over, for soon the population became too great in the mountains, and a group went off to settle in a new territory. These are the cats that would found the clans. After finding the forest territory, tensions began to arise within the group. A battle ensued, resulting in 9 deaths. Spirits came down from what will soon be known as StarClan and told them that they must unite or die. Thus triggers events eventually forming the 5 clans. 5 separate groups that unite when facing outside evils. Over many generations, the Warrior Code was formed, dictating how cats within clans should live. Additionally, rituals that formed across all clans were created and are still upheld to this day. Well after the groups had been established into what we know as clans today, two-leg construction began in SkyClan territory. Instead of making room, SkyClan was forced out. After countless more generations, the memory of SkyClan was lost to time until Firestar could restore it many years later. The single most important cat in the first arc, not to mention in all of Warriors history, is Firestar. His story begins in a time where none of the aforementioned history was known, and the clans were a fixture that had simply always been in the forest. Born as a kitty pet named Rusty, Firestar was recruited by the then leader, Bluestar, after receiving a prophecy that stated, "Fire alone will save our clan." Putting her faith in the young new recruit, Blue Star renames the kitty pet Rusty to Firepaw, cementing him as an apprentice within the clan. Firepaw ends up proving himself, becoming the bright young warrior Fireheart, and quickly rises through the ranks, not only because of his loyalty, but because of his immense influence within the clan. He discovered the murderous plans of Tiger Claw, protecting Blue Star from his schemes, and covering for her when she was not fit to lead the clan. After Blue Star passed, Fireheart became leader, becoming Firestar. Soon after he became leader, Blood Clan came into the forest, a band of rogues set on destroying the clans forever. Without Firestar and the collaboration of all 4 clans against Blood Clan, the clans would have been lost forever, and Tiger Star and Blood Clan would have ruled the forest. But that is not what happened. The 4 clans collaborated, Blood Clan was defeated, and the prophecy was fulfilled. Unfortunately, peace could not last for too long within the clans. Two-Lake construction soon expanded into all 4 clan territories, forcing the clans to move. Led by cats of each clan, each who had gone on a journey of their own, spurred by a prophecy, the cats that lived in the forest territories for as long as they could remember made a long and arduous journey through the mountains and to a lake territory that was perfectly suited to every clan's needs, the same lake territory that the ancient cats were living at so long ago. After a few smaller-scale incidents, such as an invasion of badgers or betrayal of kin, peace came to the lake territories, and the clans were able to settle peacefully. Their trials were not over, however. Little did they know that the Dark Forest, an alternative destination for cats who had done immeasurable evil in their lives, was scheming in the background. Led by Broken Tail, formerly Broken Star, with Tiger Star and Hawkfrost in second command, these cats infiltrated the dreams of clan cats and taught them battle moves with the guise that they were trying to better them for their clans. Notable recruits include Brambleclaw, Lionblaze, and Ivypool. However, while all of this was happening, StarClan had a prophecy to counteract the evils of the Dark Forest. Revealed to Firestar in a dream, it stated, "There will be 3 kin of your kin who will hold the power of the stars in their paws." The 3 were Firestar's grandsons, Lionblaze and Jayfeather, as well as Firestar's nephew's granddaughter, Dovewing. Together with their combined powers, they were each able to play a fundamental role in the Great Battle, saving the clans from almost certain destruction. With Dovewing's ability of supernatural hearing, she was able to hear the Dark Forest advancing for battle. Because of the 3, as well as Ivypool, the cats were prepared in their fight for their homes. But their defense did not come without a cost. At least 20 clan cats were killed in action. Additionally, Spotted Leaf, who was a Star Clan cat, died a second death and faded from existence, a phenomenon that was previously unknown to us. The most pivotal deaths in the Great Battle included Tiger Star and Broken Tail, who each suffered their second death, as well as Firestar, who lost his 9th life. Firestar is the cat who has a connection to every single series up until this point. The first series is about him, the second about his children, and the third and fourth about his kin that saved the clans. This is why scholars of Warriorsology like to categorize history into 4 eras: the ancient cats, years before Firestar, the Firestar years, and after death. I will now go over the 4 clans. I would first like to note the Sky Clan will be absent from this section. Their history is more complicated and therefore will be covered in Warrior Cats 102. First up, Thunder Clan, fierce and brave. I will now read the introduction to Thunder Clan as said by Blue Star. Like all of the clans, Thunder Clan has been shaped by the nature of its home, by the dense forests of prey-rich thickets that lie between its boundaries. My warriors are the most skilled predators of any clan, able to make themselves silent and invisible in order to hunt the tiny furred and feathered creatures that live among us. They can stalk over fallen leaves and brittle twigs without making a sound, and from a standstill they can pounce with enough strength to bring down a full-grown rabbit. We are descendants from the cats who were most adept at hunting beneath the trees, who were undaunted by branches blocking out the sky and the need to fight enemies at close quarters when there was no open space in which to escape an attacker. This battling in close quarters gave us the courage and confidence in our abilities to feed and defend ourselves, and we knew the forest was the right home for us. It was the warrior code that let us grow as a clan and maintain our beloved forest territory. No clan guards the code as passionately as ThunderClan. To our dying breath, we know it will protect us from injustice, cruelty, and needless battles. The code tells us to check our boundaries daily and prohibits trespassing on hunting on another clan's territory, and we follow this. The other clans might call us cowards for avoiding constant border skirmishes, but we would fight for our territory as fiercely as any of them, just not when a more peaceful answer can be found by obeying the code that we share. When we lived in the forest besides Two Lake Place, our great border quarrel was with RiverClan over Sunning Rocks. When cats first came to the forest, these rocks were an island in the middle of the river, accessible only to those peculiar cats who were willing to swim to it. But the river changed its course, and the rocks were soon attached by dry land to ThunderClan territory. The only logical conclusion was that they should be absorbed into our borders. RiverClan, those fish-eating mousebrains, insisted that this was unfair and tried bitterly to reclaim Sunning Rocks. We won more of those battles than we lost, which speaks for itself. When my warriors know they are in the right, they will fight like lions. But we also know what it is like to be without the boundaries of a clan. Living so close to Two Lake Place in the forest, we met more kitty pets than the other clans, and had more rogues passing through. I tried to teach my clan to treat these strangers as cats, just like us, before judging them for where they were born. Compared to some of the dark-hearted warriors clawing at our borders, there are better cats who have no belief in StarClan at all. Cats can learn to follow the warrior code, but they cannot always learn to have the compassion or courage that comes from faith. ThunderClan is a clan that lives under the dense underbrush in the forest. Their cats are strong and proud. Much of their coat colors consist of things that will camouflage well in the dense undergrowth of the forest. To other clans, they may at times be seen as cowards or trying to boss the other clans around, but they really just want to keep peace where they can. Notable cats from this clan include Firestar, Thunderstar, Bluestar, Tigerstar, Leafpool and Squirrelflight, Bramblestar, Lionblaze, Jayfeather, Dovewing, and Ivypool. If you want more information on those cats, you will have to stay tuned for a more in-depth video regarding notable cats of the clans. Next is ShadowClan, wily and proud. I will now read the intro to ShadowClan as told by Blackstar. When we lived in the forest, the other clans used to say that the hearts of ShadowClan cats had been chilled by the cold winds from the mountains, turning us cruel and cunning. But now that we live around the lake and share the breezes with all the other clans, what excuse do they make for our skill in battle, our dedication to training as hard as we can, and our absolute loyalty to our clanmates? Back in the forest, our readiness to invade other territories came from a lack of prey inside our own borders. Lizards and frogs can only fill so many bellies in Leaf Bare, and it seemed unfair that our neighbors and rivals had rabbits and woodland birds in every season. And if our leaders took us into battle, what kind of warriors would we have been to refuse? ShadowClan cats are proud of who they are, proud to fight more bravely and tirelessly than any other clan. Our first warriors were those who were the most willing to take action, to answer a complaint, to stand by the proof of claws and teeth rather than fine words. We settled on the outskirts of the forest because that gave us the independence we desired, the freedom to choose our own borders and pursue prey as far as we could run. Carrion Place was a bonus, supplying us with rats, though we had to learn fast how to tell if they had been tainted by two-leg waste and would give us bellyaches. Our clan has stayed pure through all the seasons past. Strangers are not welcome, and kitty pets have no place inside our borders. Tigerstar was an exception, since he was born and raised in ThunderClan, but if our ancestors were willing to give him 9 lives, that showed they wanted him to lead us. We have allowed some rogues to join us too, but only after proving their loyalty and courage. Inviting Scourge and his Cats of Blood clan into the forest may have been a bad idea, but ShadowClan emerged victorious from that battle. And now, besides the lake, we are still the most feared clan, the cats who have the fiercest skills in stalking and fighting. These virtues have nothing to do with the wind. They are bred within us, and endure for as long as the warrior code survives. ShadowClan is by far the most battle-prone clan, but it is not typically for nefarious purposes. They just are very fierce about what is theirs. However, there are times where this attitude breeds evil within the clan, and evil cats have appeared, either born into the clan or adopted into it. Cats of this clan also have coats that camouflage them in the dark pine forest that they live in. Their cats are darker than those of ThunderClan. Their claws are sharper than those in ThunderClan. ThunderClan and ShadowClan are the two clans that match fairly well in strength, even if ShadowClan beats them very marginally. Other clans view Shadow Clan as troublemakers, as a clan that has bloodlust, but Shadow Clan just wants to protect what is theirs. Notable cats include Shadow Star, Broken Star, Tiger Star, Tawny Pelt, Tiger Heart. River Clan, wily and strong. I will now read the intro to River Clan as told by Crooked Star. River Clan cats have always been viewed with suspicion by the other clans because of our skill at swimming and our fondness for getting our paws wet. We descend mostly from cats who did not come from the mountains to settle in the forest. Those wind-tossed, open-air loving cats had no wish to live among the close, whispering reeds or dive under water to catch fresh kill. Instead, our first ancestors were those who saw potential of the river for providing food in every season, food that would be safe from the other clans because of its watery shelter. Our diet of fish made our pelts grow glossy and thick, better suited to keeping out the chill of the waves, and while other clans scorned our plain, reed-rattled dens, we made them charming with feathers and moss and other trinkets we could collect along the shore. Our warriors can fight as bravely as any, but we are called lazy and cowardly by other clans because we rarely venture into battle. We have no need. If no cats are willing to soak their paws crossing the river to attack us, why should we pick battles with them? The exception was Sunning Rocks. Those rocks were ours. When the cats first settled into the forest, the river flowed on both sides, cutting them off from ThunderClan and leaving them a short swim from our camp. The river changed direction, giving ThunderClan dry paw access to the rocks, and those greedy cats instantly claimed them as their own. More blood was shed trying to take them back than I care to remember. Sunning Rocks was won and lost, every season until we finally left the forest. Now every clan lives besides the water, although we are still the only cats that swim for our prey. At first we settled on the island, but when StarClan sent the tree bridge, it was claimed as our new gathering place, so we have made our territory around the stream that flows into the lake. We have been threatened by curious two-legged kits and a poisonous pool. But River Clan quietly endures, taking pride in our independence and our strong swimming cats. River Clan cats thrive by the water. In both territories, they are surrounded by streams, rivers, lakes, and the vegetation that grows out of them, like reeds. Their pelts are thick and glossy. Their paws are webbed. These features make it easy for them to glide through the water. Other clans do view them as lazy, yes, but they would much rather just live their lives than create needless bloodshed. They are very independent, like Shadow Clan, but their independence manifests in incredibly different ways. Notable cats include River Star, Crooked Star, Misty Star and Stonefur, Feathertail, Stormfur, Hawkfrost, and Mothwing. Wind Clan, Swift and Loyal. I will now read the intro of Wind Clan as told by Tallstar. The other clans have always been quick to dismiss Wind Clan as puny and skittish, easy to defeat in battle, and the least skilled at hunting under trees. But we are the most closely descended from the mountain cats, the first settlers in the forest who came in search of a kinder home than that harsh, rocky place behind the waterfall. Like my clanmates now, they needed broad, open sky above their heads and the breeze in their fur to feel truly free. Why should we want to smother ourselves with tree branches or soak our pelts in the cold river every time we need to hunt? We may be small and lithe, but we can run faster than any other clan, and we alone have the skills to catch rabbits on the open moor. Don't confuse a keen sense of danger with the lack of courage. We can see our enemies coming from far away, and if that makes us more watchful, quicker to alarm than the other clans, then it only helps keep us safe. We have no wish to invade other clans' territories because our hunting skills are best suited to our own territory, but don't assume that we won't fight as fiercely as our neighbors if we are attacked. I would rather make an alliance with another clan to fend off trouble on an endangered border than risk my clanmates' survival for the sake of stubborn pride. I had to watch my clan suffer more than any other when the Two Lakes started to destroy our territory in order to expand the Thunder Path. Their yellow monsters turned our home into rabbitless mud, then made our clan into prey by trying to poison us. But I would not leave the forest without the other clans. Wind Clan is one of the four, and always will be. Those mountain cats did not leave the waterfall in vain. We will preserve their legacy forever with our speed and determination to survive. Wind Clan live in the moorlands with hardly any trees in sight. They thrive in the rolling hills and the long grass of their home. Their pelts typically camouflage well with their moorland home, and they are no doubt the smallest and skinniest of the warriors, but have no doubt they are talented in their own ways. Other clans think of Wind Clan as weak and always needing help from other clans. They think of them as dependent on the other three in order to survive. But Wind Clan are proud of their ability to ask for help when other clans simply cannot. Notable Wind Clan cats include Windstar, Tallstar, One Star, and Crowfeather. We will now go over the basics of the Warriors' territories. As you can see, I have drawn a crude map of the forest territories. As you can see, the 4 territories are split up with River Clan on the far side over here, Wind Clan, Shadow Clan, and Thunder Clan. Additionally, we have the Two Leg Place down here and the Moonstone up here. Riding around here is the Thunder Path, and here we have a river running around River Clan territory. Your neighbors tend to directly impact who you are in conflict with. For example, Sunning Rocks, approximately right here. Sunning Rocks was a contentious spot on the border of Thunder Clan and River Clan. Many battles were fought over who held the rights to that territory. However, when we go on to the lake territories, Thunder Clan and River Clan are no longer neighbors, and therefore they do not have much conflict, and they do not go into many battles against each other. As you can see here, a Thunder Path splits Shadow Clan from the rest of the clans. This is how they like it. They want to be separate from the other clans as much as possible. River Clan is technically on an island. They are surrounded by a river, so they are also able to be independent, but it took a purposeful move for Shadow Clan to be up here and decide to be in the dark forest, where there is less prey, but more privacy. Though these are inside the borders, outside of these borders you would find Blood Clan stemming from the Two Leg Place. They are the band of rogues that Firestar had to fight against with the 4 clans in the first series. They are quite a vicious group with dog teeth and claws spiking out of their collars and using dog claws on their own claws to make their claws sharper so that they can be more ruthless in battle. They were the biggest threat to the clans in the forest territories. Kitty pets were also most prevalent in these territories, as the forest territories were the only set of territories that lined up with the Two Leg Place. It is this Two Leg Place down here that Firestar hails from. Kitty pets were much more of an issue in the clans in this territory, but so were rogues and loners, as many of them live in urban and suburban areas, just not with 2 legs as kitty pets are. I also wanted to briefly mention the journey from the forest territories. There is the Moonstone, that being the stone in which the forest territory cats spoke to StarClan. It is where the medicine cats met every half moon in order to meet with StarClan to get guidance from them and to sometimes receive prophecies from them. They moved from the Moonstone up past many farmlands, some 2 Leg Places, and here are the mountains where the tribe of Rushing Water was. The tribe of Rushing Water is a different group of cats. As you may remember in the history lesson, it is where the clan cats originally descended from after the ancient cats moved from the lake to the mountains, became the tribe of Rushing Water, split in half, and moved on to the forest territories. Now, the clans that live at the forest territories are moving back up through the mountains with the help of the tribe of Rushing Water, getting them through, letting them stay for a day or two, and then all the way back up into the lake territories, which is now their home as of the end of the first arc. We will now move on to the lake territory. As you can see, the dynamics has shifted a little bit. You have Thunder Clan up at the top in their forest territory, Shadow Clan over in their pine tree forest territory. River Clan has a little island of their own, but also note that much of this territory also belongs to them. And then you have Wind Clan in the moors. Because neighbors changed, every clan had one neighbor that stayed the same and one that changed. This changed clan dynamics. In the forest territories, many times, Thunder Clan and Wind Clan were at peaceful terms. In many cases, they even collaborated for the greater good. Now that they share a border that is separated by a river, they have a lot more skirmishes. They are not as friendly with each other. Their dynamic has changed. It is also a lot harder to get to the gathering place. It has come to my attention that I have failed to mention 4 trees at the forest territories. Well, 4 trees were in the middle of the clans. So no matter which clan you came from, all of the corners converged at 4 trees, the gathering place, the place where the clans would come together every full moon and discuss what had gone on in their clans in the past month. This includes birth of kits, moving up in ranks, and even sometimes accusations. All that to say, the new gathering place is this island right at the corner, very close to River Clan territory. If you notice, they have to go over territory to get to this place, so they had to put new borders into place. The new rule stated that any line 3 tail lengths from the river's edge is neutral territory. You are able to walk along the lake's edge and not be penalized for it. If you are walking along the shore at a non-gathering time, many will wonder why you are, and many a time they will say, we won't let you pass through our territory, you need to go back. But in many cases, mostly being the time of the gathering and medicine cats needing to confer with each other, the 3 tail length rule stands. Up here is the moon pool. It is where medicine cats confer with Star Clan at the lake territories. Like the moonstone in the forest territories, this is where medicine cats meet on the half moon to converse with Star Clan. It is also the place where leaders go to receive their 9 lives. The moon pool and the moonstone are both very sacred places, and it is unwise to go for any reason except for what I've already stated. Next, we will go about hierarchy of the clans. The highest point of any clan is the leader. You will know who the leader of a clan is because they will have the suffix name star attached to them. This includes names like Fire Star, Blue Star, Bramble Star, Crooked Star, Tall Star, Shadow Star, the list goes on. Next, at fairly equal points, you have Medicine Cat and Deputy. Each is fundamentally important to the clans. The Deputy is second in command. They are in charge of a lot of secondary duties. For example, they create the patrols to go out every day to patrol borders and to hunt for the clan. They're the ones that are giving those orders. The Medicine Cat is absolutely fundamental to the clan. They hold 2 primary roles. One, as the name suggests, they are the healers of their clans. They are the ones that heal them from sickness and injury. But they are also the clan's link to Star Clan. Medicine Cats also converse with Star Clan on a bi-monthly basis. They are the ones that can interpret signs and are primarily the ones that receive prophecies. You will notice with prophecies such as there will be 3 kin of your kin, that the leader Firestar is the one that was given the prophecy. However, most of the time it is the Medicine Cat who does most of the conversing with Star Clan. After this, you have your warrior. Warriors make up most of the clan. These are the cats that do the hunting and fighting for the clan. They help the clan survive and they defend their territory for it. Some warriors also become queens. Queens are the ones who have and raise kits. They are either pregnant cats or they are nursing cats. So they are in charge of raising the kit until it becomes 6 moons old and becomes the apprentice. Most queens, when their kids hit apprenticehood, will go back to being warriors, but some like to stay in the nursery full-time like Daisy, and some are honestly caring for so many litters that they're hardly out of the nursery anyways. If you live a good life as a warrior and you make it to old age, you're able to retire as an elder. Anyone can move to the elder's den if they have lived long enough. Medicine cats can, deputies can, warriors and queens all can. However, it is primarily warriors that do. Deputies tend to die in battle at a higher rate than warriors because they put themselves ahead of the charge and they make sure to protect their clanmates like a leader would, but not so far as a leader would because they only have one life. Leaders have 9 lives and they're able to defend their clan with all 9 of those lives. Deputies only have 1. That being said, most deputies don't reach elderhood. Medicine cats also can join the Elder's Den, but most don't. Most medicine cats have a passion for what they do, and they basically work until they collapse. That is their choice. Moving on, before you become a warrior or a medicine cat, you have to become an apprentice. An apprentice is a cat who is typically 6 to 12 months old, who is training to be either a medicine cat or a warrior. During this time, they have a mentor who is appointed by the leader, and this cat is responsible for everything they need to know, training into the role that they are going to step into once their training period is over. For warriors, as I said, it is usually a period of about 6 moons. You cannot become an apprentice until you are 6 moons old, but once you do, it is usually a period of 6 moons. It may be more depending on if you need it, but that is the approximate time. For medicine cats, it is almost always longer. I hypothesize that much of this has to do with their pride as the medicine cat. Very few cats are medicine cats at any given time. There is usually 1 to 3 medicine cats, one of those typically being an apprentice. Not only is the job more difficult and takes more training, but medicine cats don't want to give up their role. They like being medicine cats. They like being the one that cats go to in order to get healed. And so many apprentices in the medicine cat field wait a lot longer to get their medicine cat name. You'll be able to tell an apprentice based off of their suffix paw. And finally, at the bottom, we have the kit. These are the most vulnerable members of the clan. They are raised by queens and taught for the first 6 months basic motor skills, how to be a cat, and also the warrior code. They're told stories of the past. Pride of their clan is instilled upon them. But really, all they want to do is play and become warriors. You will know that a cat in the clan is a kit because of the suffix kit. It is only kits, apprentices, and leaders that have a designated suffix. Warriors, queens, medicine cats, deputies, and elders all have a unique suffix, like Fireheart, Spotted Leaf, Ivy Pool, Lion Blaze, all different. Next, we will briefly go over cat speak in the clans. In the Warrior Cats books, most words are conveyed in a way that a 2-leg would understand. However, there are some terms that are unique to the world of Warrior Cats, so I am going to read through them right now using one of my sources. These words will be in alphabetical order, not listed by importance. Crow food is rotting food. Fox dung, an insult, stronger offense than mouse brain. Fresh kill, recently killed prey. Gathering, a meeting that the clans hold in peace at every full moon. Green cough, severe chest infection which can be fatal in elders and young kids. Green leaf, summer. Green leaf 2-leg place, a place where humans visit only in the summer. A campsite, a resort, etc. Half bridge, a dock. Horse place, fields and stables near the lake where half-tamed cats lived. Housefolk, a house cat's words for its human. Kitty pet, a house cat. Leaf bear is winter. Leaf fall is autumn. Loner is a cat that lives peacefully on its own in one place but doesn't defend its territory. A monster usually refers to human machines such as cars and bulldozers. Moon high, the time of the night when the moon is at its highest, often midnight. Mouse-brained, not very smart. Mouse dung, an insult, stronger than mouse brain but less offensive than fox dung. New leaf, spring. 1 moon is 1 month. Half moon is 2 weeks. Quarter moon, 1 week. Rogue, a potentially hostile cat who lives outside the clans and never spends too long in one place. Sharing tongues, term used to describe cats grooming each other. Silver pelt, the Milky Way, sun-drowned place, the sea to the west where the sun sets. Sun-high is noon, thunderpath is a road, tree-eater, bulldozer, two-leg nest, a human house, two-leg place, a human town, two-leg, the clan's words for humans, upwalkers, another word for humans, and white cough, which is a mild chest infection. These are words that you will quite often encounter in the world of the clans. It is fundamental that you know them. Now we will talk about the laws of the clans. The clan cats pride themselves on being set apart from other cats that live in the wild. They live by a strict set of moral rules and laws in order to show integrity and honor as clan cats. I will now read the warrior code, which is the laws of the clans. Number 1, defend your clan even with your life. You may have friendships with cats from other clans, but your loyalty must remain to your clan. Number 2, do not hunt or trespass on another clan's territory. Number 3, elders and kits must be fed before apprentices and warriors. Number 4, prey is killed only to be eaten. Give thanks to StarClan for its life. 5, a kit must be at least 6 moons old to become an apprentice. 6, newly appointed warriors will keep a silent vigil for 1 night after receiving their warrior name. 7, a cat cannot be made deputy without having mentored at least 1 apprentice. 8, the deputy will become clan leader when the leader dies or retires. 9, after the death or retirement of the deputy new deputy must be chosen before moon high. 10, a gathering of all clans is held at the full moon during a truce that lasts for the night. There shall be no fighting among the clans at this time. 11, boundaries must be checked and marked daily. Challenge all trespassing cats. 12, no warrior may neglect a kit in pain or in danger, even if that kit is from a different clan. 13, the word of the clan leader is the warrior code. 14, an honorable warrior does not need to kill other cats to win his or her battles, unless they are outside the warrior code or it is necessary for self-defense. And then number 15, a warrior rejects the soft life of a kitty pet. I would like to make it known, as this is slightly after Arc 1, and right before Arc 2, there was another rule added to the warrior code. Number 16 is each clan has the right to be proud and independent, but in times of trouble they must forget their boundaries and fight side by side to protect the four. Each clan must help the others so that no clan will fall. It should also be worth noting that the medicine cats have their own code, though it is not explicitly listed out. Medicine cats are to abide by certain lifestyles. They are not to take a mate or have kits, as they should treat the entire clan as their kits. We see this law be broken time and time again in the first arc, but it is fundamental that most cats follow this rule. An incredibly fundamental aspect of being a warrior is fighting, especially organized military. Unlike rogues, who do not have a set way of fighting, and places like the Tribe of Rushing Water, who do not need to learn how to fight other cats because they are so isolated, the four clans constantly find themselves engaging in border skirmishes and fights with outside cats. I will now go over the basic battle strategies for each clan. ThunderClan thrives in fighting in dense undergrowth. In the later years, they developed a fighting technique in which they would climb trees in order to ambush their enemies. They silently slink through the undergrowth, making sure to watch out for twigs or leaves or anything that will alert their presence to their enemies. Many techniques used for stalking prey transfer well over into ThunderClan's battle strategy. ShadowClan loves to use their brute size and strength. They specialize in the night ambush. These cats thrive in the darkness. To them, being a warrior means engaging in combat, so battle strategy is of utmost importance to this clan. WindClan focuses on speed and agility. What they lack in size, they make up for in quick thinking and planning ahead. Their moves are lightning quick. They love to deceive the enemy with strategies like faking retreat or concealing the size of their force. River Clan thrives best in water combat. Swimming and being in the water is second nature to them, so if they can get their opponents close to the water, they use that to their advantage. They are their best when they're able to disorient the enemy, using lightning quick reflexes to get that done. I will now go over some of the most pivotal battles in Warrior Cat's history. The first battle at Four Trees, once known as the Great Battle, was the first battle held between any of the what would become clans. Tensions mounted to the point where the two groups that had split off from one into two met at the Four Trees and fought with no rules. This was before the Warrior Code, so there was no law stating that you cannot kill your opponent, and 9 cats died as a result from this battle. This battle was a wake-up call to the two groups that they must unite or die, and that is what they did. They united not as one group, but as 2 separate groups, and then 5 separate groups uniting to fight outside evils. Blood Clan was the first major battle revealed to us in the Warrior Cat series. It was against the ruthless Blood Clan, a pack of rogues who were willing to stop at nothing to take over the territory of the clans. This is a fundamental battle in which all 4 clans in the forest banded together to fight against this one vicious pack of rogues. It is noted that in this battle, Firestar lost his first life. Lastly, the Great Battle. I would like to note that many battles have been titled the Great Battle, including the first battle at Four Trees, but also in series such as the Power of 3. The Great Battle that I am referring to is the battle in which all 4 clans had to fight against the Dark Forest. In this battle, clanmates betrayed one another. Many cats died, including the second deaths of multiple cats. Until this point, no time in history have the clans gotten closer to falling apart, but they did prevail and the clans were preserved. We are now going to go over the basic medicine of the clans. Medicine is a complex topic within the 4 clans. There are many plants with many uses. Today we will really only be going through the list of the herbs, though in a more in-depth video we will cover their uses. I would like to start with universal herbs. These are herbs that are either most likely found through all territories because they are able to be grown in a wide variety of climates and habitats, but also some herbs that are equally difficult to get in the clans, perhaps in two-leg gardens. Those herbs are blackberry leaves, burdock root, cobwebs, dandelion, dock, feverfew, goldenrod, marigold, moss, coltsfoot, honey, mousebile, poppy seeds, raspberry leaves, sticks, stinging nettle, tansy, yarrow, daisy, chamomile, and sorrel. Medicine likely to be unique to ThunderClan would be alderbark, borage, broom, comfrey, elder leaves, lamb's ear, oak leaves, and tormentil. Herbs likely unique to ShadowClan would be garlic, hawkweed, lugwort, snakeroot, and wintergreen. Unique to WindClan is heather, ragweed, and thyme. And for RiverClan it is horsetail, sweet sedge, watermint, willow bark, and willow leaves. Ceremonies have been something that have been embedded in warriors' culture since the beginning of the clans. Much of these ceremonies can be traced back to cats such as Mothwing, the first medicine cat of the clans, and Windrunner, later Windstar, the first leader appointed in the clans. Others, however, there is no set date of origin. I will now go over the ceremonies important to the clans. As you can see, there are quite a few. The apprentice ceremony goes as follows. The leader says, "Kit name, you have reached the age of 6 moons, and it is time for you to be apprenticed. From this day on, until you receive your warrior name, you will be known as New Name, ending with the suffix paw. Your mentor will be Name of Warrior or Medicine Cat. I hope Name of Warrior or Medicine Cat will pass down all they know to you. The leader says, "Warrior, you are ready to take on an apprentice. You have received excellent training from former mentor, and you have shown yourself to be quality and quality. You will be the mentor of apprentice, and I expect you to pass on all you know to apprentice." Additionally, for medicine cat apprentices, the medicine cat says, "Warriors of StarClan, I present you with this apprentice. They have chosen the path of a medicine cat. Grant them your wisdom and insight so that they may understand your ways and heal their clan in accordance with your will." The warrior ceremony goes as follows. The leader says, "I, leader of X clan, call upon my warrior ancestors to look down on this apprentice. They have trained hard to understand the ways of your noble code, and I commend them to you as a warrior in their turn. Apprentice, do you promise to uphold the warrior code and to protect and defend your clan even at the cost of your life?" The apprentice says, "I do." And the leader says, "Then, by the powers of StarClan, I give you your warrior name. Apprentice, from this moment you will be known as New Warrior Name. StarClan honors your virtues, and we welcome you as a full warrior of X clan." Additionally, once the apprentice becomes a warrior, they are to guard the camp in silence overnight, as is rite of passage. For elders, there is not always a formal ceremony, but if there is, it goes something like this. The leader says, "Is it your wish to give up the name of a warrior and join the elders?" The clan member says, "It is." And the leader says, "Your clan honors you in all the service you have given to us. I call upon StarClan and give you many moons of rest." For the deputy, the leader says, "I say these words before StarClan so that the spirits of our warrior ancestors or former deputy name may hear and approve of my choice. The new deputy of X clan is warrior name." For the medicine cat, it is the medicine cat in the clan that names their successor. The medicine cat says, "I name medicine cat of X clan, call upon my warrior ancestors to look down on this apprentice. They have trained hard to understand the ways of a medicine cat, and with your help, they will serve their clan for many moons. Apprentice, do you promise to uphold the ways of a medicine cat, to stand apart from rivalry between clan and clan, and to protect all cats equally, even at the cost of your life?" The apprentice says, "I do." The medicine cat says, "Then, by the powers of StarClan, I give you your true name as a medicine cat. Apprentice, from this moment you will be known as New Name. StarClan honors your virtues, and we welcome you as a full medicine cat of X clan." For vigils, there is no specific thing said, like all of these other ceremonies. Whenever a clan cat dies, be it in battle or as an elder, or any other number of things that could befall a cat, the body of the deceased cat is laid in the middle of the camp. Cats go up to the body to pay their respects. They touch their noses to the fur of the deceased and whisper words of encouragement, memories, the like. Usually, the closest members of the clan, be it kin, mates, what have you, will sit with the body all night. In the mornings, it is custom for the elders of the clan to take the body and bury it close to the camp. And last but not least, the leader ceremony is the single most transformative ceremony of them all. The leader goes to either the moonstone or the moon pool, depending on which territory they are at, and StarClan grants them their 9 lives. The cats are given their 9 lives by members of StarClan. Each life the cat is given represents the virtue of a good leader. Once a cat receives their 9 lives, they are given the suffix named Star, and they are able to serve their clans for many moons. Within the clans, religion is something that is incredibly important to the clan cats. The leader and medicine cat are especially close to StarClan, their warrior ancestors, but almost every cat within the clans holds StarClan to some sort of reverence. Within the clans, mythology is part of the stories that the clan cats share. In this mythos, the clan cats descended from clans such as Lion Clan and Tiger Clan, massive cats of lions and tigers, and leopards, who once roamed the forest territories that the clans were founded upon. However, it is widely understood that this is simple mythology, nothing more than the type of stories that queens tell their kits. What is quite real to the clans, though, is StarClan. StarClan is where the majority of clan cats go when they die. Unless you did unspeakable evil, you are likely to head to StarClan. StarClan plays a fundamental role in the clans. They provide prophecies for the clans to fulfill. They give the leaders their 9 lives. They send down signs for medicine cats to interpret. However, there are atheists in the clans. The 2 notable atheists in the clans are Cloudpelt, Firestar's nephew, and Mothwing, the medicine cat of RiverClan. It is widely wondered why these cats do not believe in StarClan. In interviews, lead editor Victoria Holmes stated that she wanted to provide representation of atheism in the clans. However, one must wonder how someone can be an atheist in the clan. Leaders are given their 9 lives by StarClan. Clans watch their leaders die over and over again. In the Great Battle, in which both Mothwing and Cloudtail were alive for, they fought dead cats. StarClan descended upon the lake in order to fight the Dark Forest. 2 sets of deceased cats fought each other, and yet they waved it off. They made explanations for it. In this universe, StarClan is so prevalent that atheism just simply does not make sense. That is why so few cats are atheists, but there still are outliers who refuse to see what is right in front of them. That StarClan is real, and religion is incredibly important to the clans. We will now go into the last topic of our introductory lecture. My specialty, the collection of data of the deceased population of the warrior cats world. I will now go over some fascinating statistics about the deceased population of warrior cats. I would like to preface saying this may not be 100% accurate. I did not confirm every single cat categorized. I used my best judgment, and the majority of these statistic records should be correct. Among the type of cats dead in the warrior cats world, 139 are warriors, 85 are leaders, and this includes every life of a leader. 27 are elders, 45 are kits, 15 are apprentices, 14 are medicine cats, loners, rogues, or tribe cats is 38, there are 6 kitty pets, and miscellaneous or unnamed is 12. Now, what do these numbers say about warrior cats? Well, warriors make up then less than half the deaths, which is strange, being that warriors make up the bulk of the population. I think that one could come to the conclusion that it is proof that warriors stick to the warrior code. They do not kill without reason. Additionally, Cinderpelt is the only medicine cat listed to have died in combat. If you want to check this for yourself, I will link the document below. Throughout the ancient cats, until the first arc ends, only 11 outsiders were killed by warriors, showing just how noble the warrior population is. Additionally, within the clans, the most likely to die by violent ends is unfortunately apprentices. The clans work incredibly hard to protect the apprentices that they are training. So the fact that, yes, we do have such a small number of apprentices who did die, many of them died very violent deaths. Within the 5 series leading up to the end of the first arc, the most deadly is The Prophecies Begin. Very close in second is Omen of the Stars. The Prophecies Begin has 49 deaths, and Omen of the Stars has 48. The New Prophecy follows quite far behind with only 30 deaths, and then Dawn of the Clans at 27. The lowest by far is Power of 3, that only has 13 deaths. I would like to note, though, that Power of 3 is the first series leading up to the Great Battle. Both Power of 3 and Omen of the Stars all culminates at the 6th book of Omen of the Stars when they have the Great Battle. The highest death count of a single book is Blue Star's Prophecy with 32 deaths. I would like to note that this chronicles Blue Star's entire life, so it makes sense that such a high toll would be in a book chronicling someone's life. Next is Yellowfang's Secret with 26, much of the same. And following close behind is Cricket Star's Promise with 25. Firestar's quest notes 19 deaths. However, it can be noted that most of these deaths are off-screen. They are either cats that appear in StarClan or cats that are just mentioned to be dead. And finally, the most harrowing of these standalone books is The Last Hope, the 6th book of Omen of the Stars, the book that contains the Great Battle. As I mentioned in a previous topic, over 20 clan cats died in the Great Battle. In The Last Hope alone, it showed many of these casualties. Finally, the most common causes of death. I would like to first note that 19.7% of the deaths are recorded as unknown. This most likely happens for one of two reasons. Number one, the cat was mentioned to have died, but the death was not shown, and the cause of death was not spoken about. And number two, the cat shows up in StarClan or an alternative place of death, and their death was not shown. They just happened to show up there. An example of this would be Cloudstar. We do not know how Cloudstar died, but he showed up in StarClan in Firestar's quest in order to help restore SkyClan. The most commonly listed death is old age, which is a relief. Miscellaneous sickness accounts for 23 deaths. Green cough specifically is 15. Next is drowning at 14, killed by dogs at 11, starvation and being killed by rats, both have claimed 8 lives, and most shocking, cats directly killed by Broken Star is 6. However, he took 19 lives total because he killed his father 9 times. If you have made it this far, good work. You receive an A+. Please drop a cat emoji of your choice in the comments to show that you have made it to this point in the video. As I previously stated, this is Lecture 1 of Warriors 101. If you would like to see more from me, please comment down what topic you are most interested in so that I may make a comprehensive, extensive video on that specific topic. I thank you for joining me in this series. It is a topic that I am incredibly passionate about. Please like the video and subscribe to see more of Professor Moo. Without further ado, this has been Professor Moo. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next lecture. Goodbye.